Over 99%, almost every single one of our top customers is buying from AWS Marketplace. And that also includes public sector customers. Public sector customers have transacted over $1 billion of software contracts in AWS Marketplace just this calendar year. What if customers could get the value of AWS Marketplace from wherever they were? And what if partners could supercharge their businesses with AWS Marketplace from anywhere? What if AWS Marketplace was seamlessly available on any partner website with just a click of a button? I am so thrilled to announce that Buy with AWS is now generally available. This way, customers can access AWS Marketplace from any partner's website. From there, customers can request demos, get custom pricing, and all of this while taking advantage of their AWS Marketplace's central billing and user management features. We want to help you filter through the noise. And the biggest signal tuner, and you heard about it a second ago, is AWS Marketplace. It gives customers a clear signal. It amplifies the partner signal to help customers find the right partner, no matter how big or how small. And customers love it. In 2024, over 99% of AWS's top 1,000 customers have at least one active subscription on the AWS Marketplace. Let's look at that again. Over 99%, almost every single one of our top customers is buying from AWS Marketplace. And that also includes public sector customers. Public sector customers have transacted over $1 billion of software contracts in AWS Marketplace just this calendar year. Forrester Consulting found that channel partners who build and scale AWS Marketplace practices realize incredible gains. First, a 234% return on investment, 50% faster deal closures, and 4 to 5 times richer deal sizes. So we want to encourage more and more partners to reach customers through AWS Marketplace. And that's why I'm really excited that starting in January, SaaS co-sell benefits will be expanded to all ISV Accelerate partners, including eligible startups. Now, we know that AWS Marketplace helps amplify our partner impact, and it takes them up to 11. But for that to happen, customers have to go to AWS Marketplace. What if customers could get the value of AWS Marketplace from wherever they were? And what if partners could supercharge their businesses with AWS Marketplace from anywhere? What if AWS Marketplace was seamlessly available on any partner website with just a click of a button? I am so thrilled to announce that Buy with AWS is now generally available. This way, customers can access AWS Marketplace from any partner's website. Partners can now provide customers with co-branded search, discovery, and a procurement experience directly from their websites. And from there, customers can request demos, get custom pricing, and all of this while taking advantage of their AWS Marketplace's central billing and user management features. And of course, with all transactions connecting directly to the customer's own AWS account. Global distributor Ingram Micro has already developed a storefront that has Buy with AWS. EMEA reseller Bytes, one of our fastest growing resellers and partners in the UK, has also built their own Buy with AWS storefront. And one of our top ISVs, Databricks, they've taken this capability even further. They embedded the Buy with AWS button as a payment method right from within the customer workspace. So now customers can take advantage of in-app upgrades using Buy with AWS. These are just a few examples, but today there are over 50 partners that are using Buy with AWS on their sites and improving the customer buying experience. And as part of this launch, Buy with AWS sellers will have access to a dedicated dashboard, accessible in their AWS Marketplace management portal. And they can see the number of visitors, the views, how long customers are dwelling, how many agreements are being transacted, as well as the number of clicks. With this dashboard, partners will have the metrics they need to be successful. And this is just one of the ways we're innovating for you, whether you're a customer or a partner. We're going to continue to roll out new features, new capabilities, and new functionality for you. Partners can create now private offers and get paid in 4 currencies, euros, yen, pounds, and Australian dollars on top of the US dollar as well, eliminating foreign exchange risk. And they can also receive payments to their local bank accounts. This is something partners around the world have been asking for years, and we're so glad to continue to develop and provide this service. I'm also excited about the innovations that'll make the SaaS deployment experience faster and better for customers, like SaaS Quick Launch for Databricks. And that speeds up the time from purchase to deployment for customers, so they can start using the value that you're able to deliver to them. Now, these are just a few of the examples of what we've been working on. And you've heard a lot of us this week say that one of the hardest things about these keynotes is knowing which launches to cover. Because in the past 12 months, since this time last year, we have launched over 45 significant features on AWS Marketplace and Partner Central. And there is more to come, because we are committed to making it the best place for partners and customers to connect.
Yep.
So, Matt, you've been with AWS for nearly 2 decades?
18 years, yep.
18 years. And in a variety of roles, you talked about that a little bit yesterday, from product to sales, marketing, and now our CEO. You've seen the partner relationships evolve from that beginning. And so I'd love for you to share what is vital to a great partnership today.
Yeah, it's, well, and thank you. It's been such a journey with our partner organization. And from the very beginning when we started AWS, we knew that partners were going to be a critical part of us helping customers as they go on their cloud journey. And I think one of the reasons for that is because you all know the end customers so deeply. You understand their business, you understand what the challenges are that they're going through, and you understand the intricacies of AWS technologies and how those can apply. And so I do think that is a really important component of how we jointly go help customers. And that deep knowledge, that deep relationship building that you have with those end customers, and then connecting the dots between the technology we have here, and amongst us, by the way. It's not just AWS technologies, but it's our ISV partner technologies too that are super critical to helping customers be successful, because there's a lot of customers that, one, can't do that on their own. They don't necessarily have the capabilities, but they also just don't know how, right? And the customers really are looking for you all to help inspire them and learn how to go modernize.
So you've also been really focused on driving a lot of stronger partnerships with our ISVs and to support our customers. All of this is about working backwards with the customers. I'd love for you to cover a couple of key highlights, because we've had some really big announcements recently.
From some of the biggest ISV partners in the world, we have announced partnerships with Atlassian, we have announced partnerships with ServiceNow, we announced partnerships with SAP. It's really cool to see how many of these really large ISVs are leaning in. And actually, you're seeing some of these, you can see it actually starting to see in the results, where folks like Snowflake and folks like Salesforce are actually calling out in their earnings how a material part of their new sales are coming from Marketplace and coming from their work that we're doing together. I think there's also, one of the things that I get excited about too is when we lean into new regions together. I think that's a really cool and exciting area. We announced a partnership with IAT in the UAE to really, that is a region that is just exploding and such huge potential. And I think that is a partnership that we're really excited about in continuing to accelerate growth in the Middle East. We announced partnerships with Fujitsu in Japan to drive modernizations across their sets of customers. Really, it's across the board. We're seeing together AWS and partners be able to drive end outcomes for customers.
Yeah, you're reminding me of Snowflake's last earnings. They said that their co-sell with AWS grew 68% year over year, which is really amazing to see, or quarter over quarter. No, it was year over year.
Yeah.
And so that's amazing to see. And then Salesforce saying that 3 of their top 10 deals came from the AWS Marketplace. So it is amazing results for us together. And I love the other partnerships you mentioned, like Atlassian and eAnd as well.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that they're all around the world, right?
Yeah.
They are really globally distributed. And we're really starting to see that growth.
Okay, well, last but not least, now we continue to make very large infrastructure investments. Anyone who listened to Amazon's earnings recently heard about that, and expanding into new regions based on customer demand.
Yeah.
Where are you seeing the biggest growth opportunities?
Yeah, there's a couple of spots there. I mentioned a few of them already. I do think the Middle East is a really big opportunity for growth, both in UAE. We've announced a new region in Saudi Arabia that's not out yet, but we're building that. And by the way, for all of you partners out there, whenever we launch new regions, what I've loved to see is when you're all there with us when we launch. It's really fantastic. When we launched Malaysia, many of you were actually there on launch day, and that makes a difference for customers. It really does. It means that they can trust you all as a core part of their infrastructure and what they build. And so that really has a flywheel effect for us. It gets the region going faster. For you, it gets you into, it helps, hopefully makes it easy for you to get into new markets. But yeah, in Asia, like I mentioned, Malaysia, I think is a really exciting one. We've announced a new region in Mexico that's coming up here soon that we're really excited about. I think that is an economy that really is poised to continue to grow. It's actually hard pressed to find a location, and frankly, ironically, like even the U.S. it's just like we're launching new regions and new capabilities in the U.S. all of the time and new capacity. So it really is all across the globe where we're seeing that growth. Even and in regulated industries as well. We've announced a European sovereign region.
Yep.
Or a European sovereign cloud, and that's another area where I think we can partner together as we think about global kind of how do you meet restrictions that you need to or location specific needs. And those are areas where we can help, where we partner together and to go solve things like how do we help with data sovereignty. I think the European Sovereign Cloud is a great opportunity for us to partner with our broader, all you out there, to figure out how we jointly help our customers use our products no matter where they are in the world. And so we kind of take a little bit of that work on, but it's a thing that we want to lean in with all you on. It's why we are continuing to invest in so many new regions in countries around the world, and it's why we're excited and we're not slowing down anytime soon.
So one last question for you, which is, I know you're very optimistic about the future of partners and their contribution to AWS customers. Yeah. So any just parting words for our audience here?
What I would just the show and this week is all about connecting with our broader customers. I know just walking out there on the floor where many of you have booths and things like that, the energy is just electric. And I would encourage you all leaning forward next year. My optimism is most of our customers, if you think back a couple of years ago, people were really worried about cost optimization and worried about how they manage costs. I think there's a lot of optimism how folks have for growth. And they're really thinking about revenue, they're thinking about growth, they're thinking about how they can build. And that is a great opportunity for you all to help them lean in, help people go faster, help them understand your products and how they interact with AWS products. It's a fantastic opportunity. I think generative AI is front and center to a lot of those conversations, but it's across the whole scope of everything that everybody's doing in there across their companies. And it's a really fantastic time for us to go grow our businesses together.